So the third technology that I came across is it's ThinkWave's dashboard. They actually have two versions. They have a free version, which is very, very versatile, and they also have one that you can pay for. But the one that we're going to talk about today, completely free, browser-based, can be used and accessed anywhere. And it's really, I guess, would be a classroom management tool. So I really don't know too much about how classrooms are managed from a grade perspective and an attendance perspective. I always remember my teachers would just mark us in the book when we were there, and I don't know what happened when we weren't there, but I was curious to see what teachers are using and what assets are available for educators to manage and track their classrooms. I came across ThinkWave, and it's really cool from an aspect that you can not only manage your students, you can manage grades, your classes, attendance, and then one of the coolest things that I came across is you can actually give parents access to this. So I think sometimes as educators, maybe we think too much about, the direct learner, but we don't think about their support structure, whether it's their mom or dad, or on the corporate side, maybe it's their manager or supervisor, all the way up to director or VP. So the reason I picked this is I didn't know much about how it's done in the educational world, but also I kind of want to do some research on what assets and resources are out there for educators and ultimately for parents. So ThinkWave is pretty cool. Like I said, you can manage your entire class. We'll just take a quick look here. I went ahead and added some students in. Here's my 3 students, and you can give them an entire profile all the way from name to a grade. And I selected elementary school. You can go all the way up to higher education. Address. You can do any comments. You can actually upload files, just anything you want for the student. You can put in here, and then you can also one-click communicate with them for access to check their grade and reports and all that cool stuff. If we click on classes, you can actually go in and add and manage your own classes. I added one that AEP 800 here, but we'll go in and we'll add a class and we'll call it web page design. And then we're going to say it's a 1 semester course. We'll say it's first period. And then all of the students that are currently in the system, you can enroll them. And we'll save the class. You can go in and you can change the number of credits, type of grade, just different characteristics of the course, down to time period. You can even give competency, standards, and rating skills. So we'll go in and save it. We'll go back to students, and then we'll go in and look at Angela Jones, and we can see that she's in web page design. So one real cool thing is you don't have to click 19 times to get somewhere. You can click on a course, or you can get to a student. So it's really, really neat. From that, we'll go and we'll click on Gradebook, and while we're there, we can look at our 2 different classes here on the left, and we don't have any assignments for web page design, so it lets us go in here and add an assignment. I think this is probably the really coolest part of it. So we'll name this assignment Finding a Text Editor. We'll say it's homework, and then the due date. We'll say it's due February 11th. We can give it a characteristic for a grade. So if we want, just a complete, incomplete, pass, fail, we want to check it off and give it a percent or a point. So we'll just give it points, and we'll give it a total of 50. You can even give a description, and you can format the description to make it look pretty and brand it to maybe your school colors or whatever. And another cool thing is you can share it between courses as well. You can attach files. So we'll go ahead and save it. And we know Angela is in this class. I'm not going to upload a file here. So we know she's in web page design. And we can go in, and if we had multiple classes, they would show up right here. But let's give her a 50 out of 50. She got 100%. And then after you complete the class, it'll show the total at the end. So The cool part that I like about it being an LMS administration is the back end of where you have all these custom reports that you can run. So if you're tracking grades, courses, attendance, anything, you get them in a really nice format that you can either download or email. So for example, let's look at GPA for all of our students. It's going to download in a CVS. And if the CVS doesn't work, you can obviously use Google Docs, which is free. And then we see Angela Jones that we put the grade in for has a 4.3 GPA. So the two standards that I really I think relate to this is first on behalf of the student, ISTE student 5C, which really they need to demonstrate personal responsibility for learning. I remember when I was in school, students didn't keep track of their grades. They didn't know where their grades were until we got our report cards or our progress reports. As I just remembered that, and so I think now we need to kind of put it back in the hands of the students where they need to be responsible and keep up on their grades, because ultimately that's what's going to happen in the real world, in the world of talent development. Employees' performance is 70% on their responsibility. So I think doing that to the students at an early age really sets them up for success. And then second, it's ISTE for administrators 2B, and that's really to promote frequent and effective use of technology for learning. Some administrators, educators, and even managers in the corporate world are apprehensive or hesitant to implement technology and want to do the old school method of things. And I think it's the administrator's obligation, and even the teacher or the manager to promote the use of technology. And I think with Dashboard, that classroom management system that's completely free, it really promotes that rich learning environment, not only for the educators, but for the students and for the parents as well. So I think this is a great resource to track your students and also to keep parents informed.